Mike. Test the mic. Testing the mic. Mic test. Discernin. Testing the latency. Discernin. It's like a 10-second latency. Something like that. It's the latency. What? Like a 10-second latency? Something like that. Howdy, y'all. Welcome back to another episode of Painting with Cam. My laptop died like 10 minutes before showtime, and I plugged it back in and was fiddling with it, and I forgot to boot up the stream computer in the bullshit corner, and it took a full 10 minutes to cycle through Windows and get OBS a running. Howdy, another Nate. Howdy, Seismic. Back for another exciting installment of painting these Urbanmechs. I am woefully behind schedule. Full disclosure. So Friday was it? Friday was my birthday, so I just didn't do anything. Just full disclosure, I did nothing. I sat on my butt and did nothing. And then Saturday rolled around, and I had a homie hit me up about Baldur's Gate, so we played Baldur's Gate. And then Sunday rolled around, and I skipped Battletech Day this month to paint these models, and I played Baldur's Gate. I might have a problem, y'all. And I hope my client is not too mad at me. So we're going to try to finish these up today and get them in the post. I might upgrade the shipping speed at my own expense to get it there fast enough. Howdy, RFD. Hope things are going well. Down under. I half wanted to do a bad accent there. I don't have it in me. I don't have it in me, good sir. Yeah. We're gonna hydrate this wet pellet. And we're gonna paint up on these Urbanmechs. Okay, where were we last time? So last stream, we had finished the base coats. We had hit them with an ink wash, and we gone back in to build back up those original layers. It's still a little dry. RFD Hobby, I could do a sweet southern accent. Oh, shame we're not hanging out in Discord. I'd put you on the spot. Well, no, because then I'd get put on the spot and have to do my worst Aussie accent. It's pretty bad. Pretty bad. I got two accents. I got my natural accent from Tennessee, and then I've got I've lived in California for the last 15 years accent, which is a strange lack of an accent. 15 years? Has it been 15 years? It's going on 15 years. Okay, so this surface is a little too wet. Let's blot it down. Alright, let's recap what these colors are here. What's funny is Australian is southern through a British filter. Interesting. Interesting. We got our AC10. We got our AC20. We got the 3X SRM6s, and we got the MRM30, I want to say. And we have built back up all the base tones except for metallics. So I think that's a good place to start, actually. And I'm thinking about, we'll build back up these metallics. And then we'll do some edge highlighting and some sponge chipping and some basing. And another reason I've been delayed in getting these going, I had to pick up these here Geek Gaming Scenics. Geek Gaming Scenics, yes. These tufts. I wanted to match the ones on my client's bases. So their basing scheme is sterling mud with a scrag brown dry brush and Geek Gaming Scenics dead tufts. So we're going to get those going. Hopefully I finish them today. Whether or not I finish them, we're not going to do another stream because there's only 3 movies in the whole Good, the Bad, and the Ugly trilogy. Right? It's Fistful of Dollars, Few Dollars More, and then The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. So this is the Good, the Bad, and the Urbies. Anyhow, let's recap the color palette we've got working on here. Base color is Xandri Dust and Vallejo's Dark Vermilion. We've got Warboss Green. We're going to highlight with Moot Green and shade with Orc Flesh for the cockpits. We've shaded up with Agrex Earthshade. Our metallic for the day is Vallejo's Metal Color Airbrush Colors Jet Exhaust. That is 77 dot something. I can't read it anymore. We'll do some highlights, adding in our Liquitex white ink, and then sterling mud with scrag brown. And hopefully, we can get these done in like, I don't know, 2 hours, something like that. It's been a long day at class. I hope to not bail on y'all again with another tired night. RFD says, nothing makes me laugh like people doing Aussie accents, though. I pray they're all way off, but I don't really know for sure. That's fair. I was not aware of how southern my normal speaking voice sounds until living a few years out of Tennessee. And California has this weird, like, it's a weird lack of an accent, is the accent. I'm so used to people, talking like this. Y'all gonna go up over to your sister's house today? Your daddy's got a truck that needs a fresh tire on it. Oh, it comes back hard anytime I talk to my folks on the phone. I'm not even exaggerating. That's what they sound like where I'm from. Although the Cameron in the Country Fried Minis videos is a stretch. It is not much of a stretch. That is just a mildly exaggerated version of my natural drawl. I do come from the deep south, southern middle Tennessee, about 40 minutes north of Alabama. All right. Give the old, what brush is this? This is our 3.0 liner. Give it the old mouth test. And it needs some cleaning. Yes, it does. Let's clean it up. So we'll take a little isopropyl alcohol, just a bit, and try and get it liberated. Yeah, I didn't clean it well enough last time. I logged off in a hurry. I'm noticing at my age now that when I run out of steam, I run out of steam. I'm not that old. Just as old as the dirt itself. I tell you what really brings that age into focus is being in classes. I more or less I got about a decade on all the other students in my classes, which is fine. It's an interesting thing to note, though, the difference in classes at City College before I finished the associate's degree. There were a lot of older students, and now at university, it appears that kids just they graduate high school and go right into university, which is mind-blowing to me. I didn't know you could even do that. I thought it was like obligatory to go to a 2-year college before you go to uni. But that's not the case. Ugh. I got a little alcohol in my mouth there. That was disgusting. Don't lick your brush, y'all. Anyhow, welcome back to another Hobby Time with Camera. We're here in the corner. This is a place where you can voice your input into the models, see what's going on, hang out while we're doing hobbyin. Eventually I'll get this thing set up where we can hobby together via Discord or something of the such. And yeah, we're going to paint some Urbanmechs today, or try to finish them up. And we're going to film it too, as we have been so far. So let's get this here. And, oh my lord, I got a lot of Discord notifications. I think it might be popping off over at the Country Fried Minis Discord server. If you're not a member already, check it out in the description down below. We'd love to have you over there and see what you're doing hobby-wise. It would be fantastic. Okay. Anyhow, I need to show the camera this, and then I'm not going to show dropping it because we're going to go right into painting it up. And how's my framing looking here? I could stand to move this down a little, I think. Like that. Yeah, it looks good to me. And then what we're going to do is just try to clean up these edges. Hopefully that camera will stop wobbling sometime soon. But we're just going to clean up the edges of these weapons from it's got a dual purpose. One, it's going to add a little highlight from where we put the Agrax Earthshade wash on it, but it's also going to help bring back the color where we've rubbed off some of the paint and all the handling, especially on these, like, I don't know if they're supposed to be antennas or smokestacks. I'm assuming antennas. They don't do smokestacks in the old Battletech, but like some of that paint's removed down to the bare primer. So we're going to clean it up. The Urby also has these little tool areas. Tool areas? What am I? My English is failing me. These like hinges and whatnot on the lid. Or what looks like a trash can lid. That's got to be done on purpose. I'm going to highlight those up. Yeah, that looks all right. Let's bring back out a little bit of silver on the edge of these jump jets. And that's one silver done. On to the next one. This too will get the edge of the gun cleaned back up. Little bit of that silver on the tippy top there. Create the illusion of light hitting those uppermost surfaces. I mean, this is all just, you know, stream of consciousness here. Y'all see what's going on. This is mini painting basics. Speaking of, I'm wondering if I should do a mini painting basics, if it might be worthwhile video to put out there, or small series. I was thinking of reviving the the Country Fried VHS Shorts series and kind of do some mini painting basics. I got an acquaintance of mine who's kind of going through the initial parts of learning to paint models, and I realized that there's a lot of stuff I kind of take for granted. Just like, you know, knowledge you've gained over the last X number of years of painting that you don't think about, like how to control the paint as it comes off the end of your brush, or little things like, you know, letting your layers dry before you add more paint. Those kind of like bare bones basics that you don't think about or haven't thought about in my case, what, 22 years? Just something that crossed my mind as of recently. Plus, the algorithm sure seems to like when you put a little effort in those shorts videos. I hate them, tell you the truth. Not a fan of the shorts at all. I think they're insane to try and compete with the TikTok market. And I am not a fan of vertical video. Drives me insane. That said, I was in a video art class for 2 semesters, and the youngins, this new batch of art students, decade younger than me, all about that vertical video. It's so gross. It's so bad. How are you going to get a cinematic shot with the wrong format on your video? I don't get it. It's so bad. Okay. That's got our steel color brought back up. Let's start with, I think we're going to highlight up this here vermilion, and I think we're going to do it with we're going to use some Fire Dragon Bright. The shorts are popular, and I sometimes catch myself watching shorts for way too long. Yeah, it's effective. They're really effective. And I mean, it makes sense on a phone, right? If you're scrolling on your phone, it's so easy to go one to another. I must admit, I have a penchant for small, cute animals, and I will ingest shorts content that way. But you know, as much as I hate it, I'm not one to thumb my nose completely at it. Snub my nose? Bite your thumb and thumb your nose. Right? I don't know where that's coming from. Alright, so we're going to show the Fire Dragon Bright to the camera. Oh, actually, we're going to show the Dark Vermilion and the Fire Dragon Bright at the same time to the camera. And then we're going to put out some of this. And we're going to put out some of this. I don't know if that's in the frame for y'all. Snag a little bit of this boy. Right here. Maybe 2 drops. That should do. I don't want it too bright of a highlight. It needs to be kind of subtle. And then we're going to put, what, 2 drops of water on it. Mix it up real good. Another Nate says, I don't want to see a video shorter than 5 minutes. Well, you're in luck with my channel because I do long form content. You know, when I was first getting started up and kind of discussing the channel and like how to format videos to be successful, I was warned against doing videos that were too long. And honestly, the retention shows. Like, people, I think the average watch length on my videos is like 4 minutes, but that calculates in the people who click off immediately. But you know, folks seem to be okay with the long form builds, and I do really enjoy doing a long video. I like a good 25 to 40 minute piece. You know, I'll try some shorter ones here and there. Try to do some in like the 10-minute range and see how they compare, but honestly, I find it hard to tell the whole tale without like a half hour to get the point across. All right, so on the topic of the models at hand, we're going to do some edge highlighting. We're not going to kill ourselves on this process here. And this is a distinction to make between like commission level painting and obsessive level painting. I'm not getting paid for 50 hours on these models. So the way to kind of hit that happy compromise is to be selective and deliberate about where you're placing your edge highlights. Kind of stick it to areas that are going to get seen. Stick it to areas that have more light than some of the other edges, and make some very deliberate edge highlights. That way it's highlighted, you've got that contrast on there, but most of the work is actually going to be getting done by the shadow layer we put in, which is why we took all that time to build back up the base layer. You know, maybe I ought to offer a higher level commission that takes into account all that extra time to do, like, you know, blended edge highlights and whatnot. This tier does not. So the way we handle that, like I said, we're just gonna be very deliberate about where they're going. We're gonna put enough there to suggest the highlights, create some rich visual interest without spending too long on the model. And honestly, even if we like really went to town on the edge highlights, a lot of it's going to get covered up anyways once we get to the weathering, which is the real sneaky trick. Another thing I can't stand are the silent crafter ones. Talk to me or don't show up. There are very few silent crafters that I can stomach. Personally, I feel you. I like mini bricks a lot. But you know, I would like to hear some of that artist stream of consciousness. And honestly, that's really affected my style of video. I feel compelled to fill every moment of the video with some kind of talking. If I'm not like explicitly talking about the process of what's going on the model, I need to be talking about, you know, some total nonsense, just going off on some random tangent about stuff. Just having that interaction there. I feel like if your work is good enough, then you can get away with less talking, but mine is kind of middling. But that's who I'm aiming for. I'm aiming for the beginner. I'm aiming for the advanced person. I'm aiming for everyone in between. TechnorTN. How many Urbies in this lance? We got 4 Urbies here. See if I can get them all in frame. We got the UMR60 with the AC10 and the small laser. We got the UMR60L with the AC20 and the small laser. We got the UMR, I think it's the 68, the Carita Special, and it's got 2 small lasers and an MRM 30. And then we've got the UMR 27, I think it is. Might be 25. But it strips all the weapons and replaces them with 3 SRM6s, which I had no idea existed till I saw this kit. And now I kind of gotta have one in my collection. Seismic says, nice having someone explain what they're doing since I'm trying to get into actually painting myself. Glad I found your vids in these streams. Well, Seismic, you are a welcome part of the community. I'm so glad to have you here. I'm glad that you find it useful. My content is definitely aimed at folks in your boat. If you're just getting started, if you want to pick up some hacks and tricks and just, like, you know, remember to be happy while you're painting. That's the big one. I ain't no Scott the Miniature Maniac. I ain't no Ninjon or Squidmar. You're not gonna learn how to paint competition level models from me, but you might just learn a trick or two and how to cut enough corners to have a good time painting your models, and then get them out on the field. And yeah, that's why I keep talking about I actually hate painting minis. I know that's so crazy. I hate the process. It is it's hard on your eyes, it's hard on your wrists, it's hard on your back. It takes a lot of time. But when you remember to be happy while you're doing it, and you go through the process, and you show up on game day with that fat stack of painted plastic, and you humble brag, show it off to all your friends, there's something special about it. And then, you know, the best part of that whole exchange too is usually your homies are there with their own models to show off, and it's just as exciting. I love seeing what people have been working on. You know, I love seeing people's growth as a painter. And that's why I was kind of thinking about doing these, reviving the VHS shorts, VHS style shorts, country fried shorts, and start touching on some of the like real basic stuff. Like, I was thinking of doing an episode about priming your models with a rattle can. Just a, 60-second short with some fun music and fun chromatic aberration effects and VHS overlay. I think that's the next one that's going to go up. But yeah. I guess the tip of today is you ain't gotta edge highlight every bit of that model. You do just a little bit. Like this knee is really exposed right here. So we're going to put some on either side of that and on the knee pad, but we're going to leave that crevice there unhighlighted. It'll create some interest. Another Nate says, time to throw color at some cubes. Ooh, I'm excited to see the results there. Speaking of, that's been happening over at the Country Fried Minis Discord channel. If you're finding this stream via the algorithm and you ain't signed up on over there, what you waiting for? Come on over. We got biscuit-based emojis. We got a fantastic community of supportive and enthusiastic painters. We occasionally have some pretty cool folks swing through, some other YouTubers. Yeah, it's a good place. Good recommends for arts. Great place to ask questions. Hell, if you want to just drop on in and show some pictures of your Armored Core 6 builds, we got you there too. Love to see what you're up to. It is a welcoming community. All right. So, a little bit of highlighting there. So, we've kind of focused the highlights on the side of the leg here at the top of these panels, but at the top of the panels towards this uppermost facing and not really anywhere else, just enough to sell the idea of light hitting it. And I might actually hit this sharp edge right here on the back, even though it's on the back end. It's a real sharp edge, so maybe it'll catch some of that reflected light. Yeah. Just a hint of highlight. It don't need much. And that's 2 out of 4. We'll continue on here. The most important part, I think, to highlight on these is this small laser cowl, because it's very close in proximity to the face, if you will. If you're painting something that's not a mech, you really want to concentrate your highlighting efforts around like the face and chest and the upper shoulders and maybe the top of the head. You do a little extra work there, and then you can do, the further away from the face you get, the less effort you actually have to put in to achieve the results that you're after. So, in the case of this vermilion paint, that is putting a few more highlights on this small laser cowl. Almost all the sharp edges. Whereas the leg, we're going to hit the knee, we're going to hit the thigh here, we're going to hit this roundy bit and the butt plate, and then a little bit there. Just, you know, have fun with it. It's your model. Use it when you what was that? JG Wentworth 877 cash now. Not a sponsor. Actually, they might be criminals. I don't know if that's true or not. Don't quote me on that. I just remember the commercials. What was it? They'd buy out your structured settlements. Oh, that's what it was. 877 cash now. Good Lord. That just speaks to the power of a jingle. It's burned into my brain. What's the poll for the day? What's the poll question for today? I don't know. Let's do this. Let's start a poll. We'll go with, what's the best color to highlight red with orange, white, yellow, and this option? God, it's so good. And then I think we'll also do one of these. Do one more of these. Do one more of them. Ba-ding. That go through? I think it went through. Sure did. Snag them up if you'd like. No pressure to keep that current. The base tier of membership comes at $1 a month to give you access to biscuit-based emojis. It would also give you access to discounts in the Threadless store, as well as a happy little badge next to your name. It's the cheapest way to show financial support for the channel, so that we can continue to put cool content out for you. And that'd be the Jelly Biscuits tier. This here is the Steak Biscuits tier for now. You don't need to go all in on the steak to get the biscuit emojis, but yeah, thought I'd give some out and entice folks to become channel biscuits. You know, I don't know why. It seemed like such a fun thing to offer. And I mean, come on now. What other YouTube channel out there lets you talk in biscuit? There's got to be at least one. I can't be the only person with biscuit emojis. I might be. This may very well be the only, at least the only miniature painting channel where you can post biscuits in the chat. I've put as many as I can for now, so I can't put the best biscuit I got, and that's the Jelly Biscuit. So to play with the Jelly Biscuit, the Butter Biscuit, and the Biscuits and Gravy, you gotta head on over to the Discord and join up. Besides, I want to see what you're working on anyways. Alright. So, that's 3 out of 4 highlighted up, or at least the what you call it, the dark vermilion plus Fire Dragon Bright is highlighted. We're gonna do the same kind of treatment with a mix of Xandri Dust and a little bit of white. And we're going to concentrate those highlights kind of to the face and chest area, which is all the same thing, really. It's an Urbanmech. It's a trash can. Still got that in the frame decently. I'm trying, y'all. Trying to get work done, trying to entertain y'all, entertain myself. Oh, hey, thanks. Had to step away to work on dinner. Well, you know, virtual biscuits. Don't put biscuits in your belly. Unless you're convincing folks to buy virtual biscuits so you can then buy real biscuits with the ad revenue. Just fine. Yeah. Enjoy the biscuits. Again, no pressure to keep that current. If you do find yourself with a little extra for as low as $1 a month, you can contribute to the financial well-being of this channel. Keep it stocked with paints. Keep the lights on. That kind of stuff. I'm aiming to full-time hobby by the time I graduate. That's the dream. And it's I tell y'all, it's a lot of work just to get videos out, and I'm not doing enough work. And it's a lot of work. Just got to get a little more traction, build up the community some, and most importantly, keep doing what we're doing. Trading in biscuit futures. I mean, no? Maybe? I give out biscuits now to entice folks to pick up biscuits, which will then pay for my IRL biscuits? I don't know how it works. I know that if I can sell 100 biscuits, Google will give me that money. Something like that. Honestly, Patreon's a better, like, more direct way to support folks, but I have the Patreon up. It's just, it's not really populated. It ain't ready. It ain't got too much exclusive stuff. It's got a few exclusive posts, but I want to get it nice and populated. And when we hit 1,000 subs, if we could convince them to sell biscuits after 10:30, then the market would explode. Oh my God. Yes. Stock market's on Eastern time. Biscuit futures. This is not financial advice. Risk it all on the jelly. What's everybody's favorite jelly on the biscuit? Y'all ever do the grape jelly on the sausage biscuit? The nice southern style sage sausage biscuit, hot buttermilk biscuit with a sizzling sausage patty on it, grape jelly on top. It is something special. You get the sweet, you get the savory, you get the crumbly, you get the greasy. What is it? Salt, sugar, acid. Oh, Seismic says honey biscuits. Honey biscuits. I wonder if there's how would I do a honey biscuit emoji? I don't think it would read too well. It just looked like a biscuit. I do like honey. I'm a fan. Honey biscuits. I would say y'all are making me hungry, but I'm not hungry. I done ate dinner. Alright, we're going to highlight up that little chest piece here. I think all the way around on it. No, we'll just do like this bottom lip right there. And then we're going to do a little highlight on this red band on the gun. And I think with this last paint stroke, the vermilion is highlighted and we can move on to the next color. Grape is a fave for me, but as a treat, fig preserves are amazing. Preserves is like when it's got big chunks of fruit in it, right? Like marmalade is a preserve? No, because marmalade has orange rind in it. Sorry if I'm making drinking noises in the mic. Sucking down some Crystal Geyser sparkling water. Just whole fruit. Okay. Okay, what is next? We're gonna do the Xandri dust. Xandri dust. I think we're gonna do the same type of situation here. We're gonna show the color plus the highlight color to the camera. And then mix them together. Oh goodness. I see that boat. That's fun. Oh man, okay. I see that there are chat messages that I was not seeing because it's default set to top chat instead of live chat. So I have fixed that now. Alright, so we show these to the camera. We pull out the palette. We find the right paintbrush. And we put some Xandri dust down. We're going to do 2 fat dollops of it. Like yo. And then we're going to take our Liquitex white ink. And this stuff is magic. So 1 drop, that's more than enough. It's pigment dense. It's going to highlight. It's going to create a nice highlight tone. And it's also an ink, so it's already done part of the thinning process for us. So we only want a single drop of water added to that. And I might even have used, should have used fluid retarder instead of water. But I think we'll do this fast enough that it won't dry out. Plus, it's on the wet palette. Alright, then we got a nice, bright, dusty highlight tone for the Xandri dust. Excuse me. We can move on forward. Alright. Who's going to get the first highlight? I think it's going to be Mr. MRM30. We're going to dip our new color. We're going to start going to town on some highlights. Just putting them where we think they're going to go on the upper facing portions. Enough to sell the idea of light hitting the uppermost edges, creating a little visual interest. You know, I just realized, to be fair, I usually don't even put this much detail into my commissions. I don't know what got over me to do it this way, but honestly, it's usually a bunch of contrast paint work, and then weathering and shading with inks. This time, I don't know. I thought these would be fun to paint up and talk about the highlights in the video. Also, I'm trying to match a client's color scheme here with the exact colors. May not be the exact style, but hopefully it's close enough. But we just want to put some highlights here and there, focusing it on the uppermost facing portions. Don't take too much time on it, just get a few of them on there. Anywhere your brain tells you that there'd be light hitting it. There's general guidelines more so than rules here. Let's see. I want to do tops of these vents, I think. Yep. Do these vents here. And we'll do the tippy tips of the lower vents right there. Just where that light would spill over and touch the tips. A little bit on the backpack. Little here, little there. Less is more. I think we'll hit the kind of the side of the leg here, because it looks like light would come straight down. And, you know, as always, we're imagining the sun is directly overhead. It's generally the way. I remember years ago, like circa 2002, 2003, looking at Dr. Faust's painting clinic when it was a website, not like a YouTube channel and all that stuff. He had a guide where you take the model, take your fresh model, primed, and you'd hold it up like right up under your desk lamp. And I mean like right up on it, like all the way up there. And it'd give you like a roadmap of where your highlights need to go. And that was kind of a really good demonstration for my budding hobbyist brain. And now, of course, you know, I'm a seasoned painter and an art major at that. So, as I was talking about earlier, it's one of those things I kind of take for granted. And, like, wouldn't necessarily think to share that knowledge with a new painter. Is that something that folks would be interested in? Seeing like a hobby basics mini series of the shorts. If you found this hobby stream through the algorithm and are missing out on the live chat interaction, why don't you let us know in the comments down below if you'd like to see some country fried shorts talking about the basics of painting. because I got a few in mind if folks would like to see them. Okay. Well, we've just about gone all the way around this Urbanmech. Got some nice little highlights on it. They're very subtle, but they're there. Less is more. We'll move on to the next one. What was that? About 8 minutes on that one. Not too bad. Yeah, I learned that technique in 7th grade art class. It was called still life. Yeah, good stuff. I do love drawing a good still life. My favorite still life we did was we had Chinese food takeout boxes set up with a real bright spotlight shining down on them. They were real fun. Had some neat looking shadows. Yeah, it was a class, our first project with charcoal. It's really good. I actually love drawing with charcoal. Seismic says, Basics of Painting Shorts sounds like a good series. Yeah, okay. I will start putting together the basics. We'll do some basics. We can paint up some fun stuff like, I could do like, come on now. Come on now. I got these weird models. Got like this Foundry. I think he's like a riot cop from Foundry's Street Violence series. I think it might be a fun one to paint, like talk about clothes on. And then I picked up this WizKids Deep Cuts Stag, which would be a real good one to just talk about fur and painting patterns. You know, basics. Basic concepts. How many ways can you paint a pair of shorts anyways? Well, let's see. I could paint them. I could make blue shorts or red shorts or polka dotted shorts. How about plaid shorts? I could paint ragged shorts. I could paint semi-transparent shorts. I could do short shorts. And I could do long shorts. I could do cargo shorts or jean shorts. Any combination of those. Many ways to paint shorts. So I think the answer to your question there, Another Nate, is there are limitless ways to paint shorts. With every effort of painting shorts, a unique endeavor. There are many ways to paint shorts, as there are stars in our galaxy. That is patently untrue, by the way. There's probably thousands of ways to paint shorts, but not trillions, not quadrillions. Alright, so back at this boy, doing a little edge highlighting on the panels near the chest. Do a little bit on the ones near the cockpit, so like this whole bracket right here gets a quick swipe of this light color. I'm going to try to run some around the rim. And again, this ain't got to be perfect, because once we get done with this highlighting step here, We're going to go back and do some sponge chipping on it. Actually, I think we're going to do cockpit jeweling first. No, we'll do cockpit jeweling last, just in case the sponge chipping hits it. But yeah, we're going to go back and hit these models with some sponge chipping. And it threatens to undo some of the highlight work, so don't need to go too hard on the highlights. Just enough that it's there is what's important. If there's still a few bits of it at the end, then we'll have done our work correctly. And folks will be able to see at an arm's length distance there's some hints of light hitting it. So, I mean, you're looking at a model at this distance, you know, most of the time. I think it's real important to remember that. And to go for a painting style that is clean enough to be registered at 4 feet away. That is to say, save some time, save some effort, but what effort you do put on it, keep it clean and crisp enough that you can see those highlights. Honestly, I think your model should look good to a viewer who catches them as just a thumbnail as well. He says, good point. You should only go hard enough. Too hard will ruin the experience for everyone involved. Yeah, I mean, you bring up a good point there. Like, all right, let's scenario A. You spend 25 hours on each of your mechs. You got a Lance of 4. You've put 100 hours into them. They are exquisite. You take them to games day, and nobody scrutinizes them at all. Nobody even looks at them at more than arm's length distance. Worse yet, all 4 of your mechs get the headshot in the first 2 rounds of the game are just removed. Nobody sees them. Bad time. You've wasted your time. Scenario 2. You spend 200 hours on that model, on that one model. It is perfection. It is blended to hell and back, and you show up at your local game day to humble brag and show it off. And there just happens to be 3 new players that day who are wanting to get into it, and your real fancy model turns them off of painting forever, and they never pick up a paintbrush. I mean, obviously these scenarios could go in a positive direction, but like, I guess what I'm getting at is it's not necessary to go so hard for your games day, for your mechs. This ain't display painting we're talking about here. Not that there's anything wrong with display painting, but these are a good, solid, arm's length quality, rough and rumble mechs ready to hit the tabletop, have you throw some dice, have a good time, and create a good spectacle for you and your opponent. Plus, like, would you rather spend 100 hours on 4 models, or would you rather spend 100 hours on 50 models? I know what I'd like to do. It's actually more like, 100 hours on 25 models. Another Nate says I was making a joke about boinking. Well, good sir, that went completely over my head. No idea what you're talking about. You know, I did open this door with the last video. This is my fault. Then again, y'all ought to see some of the lewd ass models I have. That will never make it to YouTube because they are unacceptable. Okay, we're making headway on another dusty boy. It's two highlighted. On to the next one. Time is at 7:42. We're making decent time. I get that. Looks at anime figure collection. Yeah, that's funny. Let's see. Here, I got some that are. Let me grab them. I got some that I think are appropriate for the channel that might get painted on the channel. I picked up who is this? Is that in frame? Let me wait on the latency here. It's about 10-second delay, it seems. 10-second-ish. Oh, my feed isn't live. There we go. Limbo Division 209. A lot of them are very inappropriate. For YouTube at least. They're done in limited run. And this is Haley Barrett in 75mm. She's one of the more tasteful ones. Let's see if I can't get the model out here. They're really high quality resin models. But chick with a big old gun, gigantic gun, could be real fun to paint. Not too excessive, but definitely a thirsty model. Yeah. Should be a lot of fun to paint, though. We'll do this after the Titania video. Either Haley here or I think Miss Swarm is the other one. Let me get that one out real quick. I've also got some of these in 30mm. They're just a little too small. Also got Miss Swarm J, I think is the name. Yeah. 62 out of 200. I got a good number on that one. Yeah, this one's definitely more tasteful. She's very clothed compared to some of the options out there. 75mm scale, so the details are real big. Be a great place to do some blending on. Yeah, we might do one of these after the Titania video, which is coming, I promise. Eventually, we'll get there. But yeah, Limbo Division 209. Check them out. There's some cat girls over there on pre-order right now. And I think the cat girls might be inappropriate for the stream. if I had them right now, or inappropriate for YouTube, I should say. Did this one have a... yeah. Anyhow, I got a stack of these things. I've been meaning to paint them, but... shit, I don't have time to paint the stuff I need to paint for the channel. But yeah. Limbo Division 209. You pick some up, let Ed 209 know that Country Fried Mini sent you on over. They're reasonable costs. I think they're like, I'm gonna say they're like $40 for one of those. They're high quality resin models, exquisite detail. If you're interested, check them out. Here, I'll just type it. Here we go. Bink bonk, bink bonk. Thirsty ass models at Limbo Division. Paste link. NSFW. It's not smut, but you know, you've been warned. Yeah, I don't need my mother silently judging me for owning anything that glorifies the female form. So, and this is a topic that comes up again and again for me. We live in a society that has and does overly sexualize the female members of our society. And that is unfortunate. And it is a delicate subject in today's societal norms. And, you know, definitely deserves to be talked about and, you know, dealt with. People need to become more comfortable in their own skin and not objectify people and all that good jazz. But on the flip side of that, I am a male in this world, and I enjoy a good pinup model. I come from a background in tattoo art. I appreciate a pinup. And I think that it's perfectly acceptable to have tasteful pinups in your collection. And as long as, you know, you're aware of what you're doing and don't try to mask it under some pretense, yeah, I think they're worth painting. They're pretty models. They are thirsty, sexy ladies that are a great opportunity for painting volumes and skin tones. They're interesting to look at. Yeah, I think people should paint pinup models. And that will be the subtext in the Tania video when we do it. I purposefully chose a fairly understated while also very thirsty model to talk about that. So on the surface level, it's painting the barbarian and doing a lot of skin tone practice. And the subtext will be an essay on why it's okay to have this model. You're welcome to a different opinion. I myself know that I'm a lecherous creep. But you know, for the most part, we're looking at wholesome content here on the channel. For the most part. Oop, I'm off frame here. All right, so we're almost done with the highlights on this one. Did I do the top already? I did. And then we're gonna work on this little bit. Dip, dap, dip. I think I skipped that on one of these. Oh, this one doesn't have it. Yeah, okay. All right. So this will be the last bit of the sharp highlights, of the tan highlights, I mean. And then I think from here we're going to do the sponge chipping. We'll do the sponge chipping and then lens jeweling. And then basing. And I think we'll be done at that point. And I'm aiming for... I would like to be done with these in the next hour. That's what I'm aiming for. Now, whether or not I can do that, I don't know. I'm aiming for it, though. And what? That'll put us up to... What's that? 4, 6, about 9-10 hours on this full set, which isn't bad. That's just about in line with the minimums I want to make while doing commission work. I think it's got me coming. If I can get these done in 10 hours, or if I can get these done in 9 hours, minus my expenses, it'll come out to like $10 an hour worth of work. It's not much, but I'm okay with it for now. Like I said, prices are going to go up at the end of the year, so if you want to take advantage of the current pricing scheme over at Fiverr, check out what's available over on my gig, link in the description. We're going to keep those prices low through the new year, or through the holiday, and let people take advantage of that. If they need some gifts for their loved ones or friends or whatever as this holiday season approaches. And then in the new year, gonna go up in price. My time's worth $20 an hour, and we're gonna charge as such. So price is effectively gonna double as of January 1st over on Fiverr. But for now, we'll keep the prices low through the new year, or until the new year. Also, if I'm plugging once again my Fiverr page, y'all should know that if you pick up a commission over on Fiverr, there's an extra option in your order for an additional 75 buccarinos. I will prioritize and make your mechs into a video on the channel. That is not... I end up losing a lot of money on that. Well, if time is money. But it's a good financial incentive, and I think a fair price. That said, I also I reserve the right to turn any commissions into a video on my own volition. If they are, if it's something interesting or I think would make for great content. But I put that option there for folks who want to see their stuff turned into content, perhaps even a full instructional on the steps involved and the colors involved. Yeah, that's an option. So if you're wanting to get your buddy or your friend or your sibling, you want to get them into Battletech, why not show them love with a fully painted set by yours truly here at Country Fried Minis and a video about those very models. Fiverr.com. I don't know the link off the top of my head. It's in the description. I should maybe memorize that so I could rattle it off. Anyhow, wouldn't be a stream if I wasn't shilling my stuff. The sales never stop, Okay, we're just about got enough highlights on this, I think, to call it good. A little bit here, a little bit there. Emphasis on the gun. Yeah, I think that looks decent. Maybe a little extra right here. Did we do the may not have done the top of the head. I haven't yet. Let's do that. There's a little saucer top going on. Always be hustling. You damn right, Nate. You damn right. Speaking of, I think I'm going to have a new t-shirt design sometime soon over on the Threadless store. I've been slowly going through my old tattoo art and turning them into t-shirts. Like the Pigeon on Vacation shirt over there on the Threadless store. And again, if you're a channel member, you want to get you a piece of Country Fried Minis merch at manufacturer cost, hit me up on Discord or shoot an email to the email address listed in my About page and let me know before you pull the trigger on it, and I'll send you a discount code on over just for you. We have the Be Happy While You're Painting hoodie. We got the Country Fried Minis t-shirt. We got the Pigeon on Vacation. We'll be adding some more soon. It's all work, Okay, so from here, what are we doing? Next up is we're going to do some chipping. So I need whole red. And I need camo black brown. German camo black brown. Oh shit. Where's it at? Damn, I should have organized these. No, 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 no. There it is. Alright, here we go. I keep bumping the camera. Sorry about that. Alright, grab the camera again. Damn, the colors involved have really bloated. I also need a piece of sponge and a paper towel. Okay. Alright, so just like those other colors, we're going to show these to the camera at the same time. And then we're going to roll it. Make sure it sees. And we're going to put a big old puddle. Oh, I don't know. Somewhere. Right here. There we go. Just a mix of both. These two colors. Give it a little stir. Now, when we're doing the sponge chipping, we don't want to thin it at all. We just want that full strength, full thickness on the acrylics. And it creates like this real dark oxide red kind of color. Welcome, welcome. We're doing a little sponge chipping on the models here. We're going to get our little sponge out, show it to the camera. And rough it up some. And I guess I could show it to the camera what I'm doing. I just want to make sure none of the edges are regular. Just rough them up a bit. Alright. And we're going to give a little dipperino and then remove most of the paint. And I mean most of it. It needs to be like the same kind of deal you're doing with kind of like dry brushing. If you're still getting big blobs of paint when you mush it down, it's too much. It's too saturated. All right, that should do. I'm going to take our model and we're going to, set the focus on the camera. I'm going to jab it carefully, deliberately, but still in a very semi-random fashion. I hope I've got that in frame, at least somewhat. Let's see what I'm doing here. Now, it's important to do this with a mostly dry sponge, because otherwise you can very quickly overdo it just with a single hit of too much. So you want to build up this effect slowly. And I bet it don't come through the camera too well. Let's see. Can y'all, I don't know if y'all can see just how roughed up it looks now, but like that whole edge there is all rusty and chipped. This whole leg here is rusty and chipped up. Try to get a little on his butt there, a little on top of the head. Just, build up that effect little at a time. Less is more, and it's nice and weathered as requested by the client. Oh shit, sorry. And I guess, let's see, can you I don't know if the camera's picking it up the best, but you should be able to see a difference between the two. Of course, my webcam, you know, isn't the best, but hey, it lets you see what I'm doing live. We'll upgrade it eventually when I can afford it. Maybe when we get some patrons kicking some funds down, enough to cover a better camera for y'all. I mean, obviously it's for me, but it's for y'all. And still, jabs, little light jabs. I also realized I have screwed up because I didn't do the SDF markings first. I think it's what the client asked for, SDF. Not SLDF, but SDF. Yeah, there we go. Looking swell. Do another one. Next one in line is this MRM 30 boy. Same deal. Little jabs. Jabs of paint. Chippy. Getting that chipping on it. Nice and weathered. And you know, we've removed most of the paint, so the very light speckles that are going onto this are super tiny scale. From that frayed edge, the combination of the frayed edge of our sponge as well as the amount of paint we removed. Then we want to really saturate the bottom of the foot there. And it looks good and chipped up. Maybe that knee that's close to the ground needs a little extra work. Yeah. I love this stage. The sponge chipping really is what is going to transform your mechs from painted model to absolute unit of a war machine. Just as long as you know, take it nice and easy. Careful about the placement. It's both deliberate and random at the same dang time. Yeah, there we go. That leg looks a little like it needs a bit. There we go. Okay. Next up. And this step is completely optional. I actually don't recommend doing it. But we're going to go back in with our... No. We're going to go in with a lighter. We're going to go in with a lighter metal color. Your duraluminum. And we're going to look for spots that just have real heavy chipping on it. I don't know if that's showing up on camera. But like, we're just finding the spots of the biggest chips. And we're going to put a little bit of this silver on the sharpest edges wherever the sponge chipping made like big patches of brown. And we're going to create the idea, just a few select dots in certain places that the paint has stripped down through the oxide primer all the way to the bare metal. Less is more here. Little bits here and there. Here and there. Tiny, tiny bits here and there. A little bit here, a little bit there. Alright, that's one. Go to the next one. See, like that knee pad is real heavily chipped. So we're gonna hit it. Boom, just a bit here too. Big patch right here. Little bits of metal. Tiny touch. Got some on top here too. Do a little bit right there. Just the tiniest little bit. It's just enough to get that like glint. That shiny. Not a massive detail, but it makes all the difference. A little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit on the bottom of this foot. Actually, this foot, we're gonna paint a whole pattern of scratches onto it, I think.
Access granted.
And the same on the bottom half of it. Do a little bit right here. Yeah. And then, you know, good enough is good enough. Not trying to win no dang old awards here. Trying to just get them done. Make them look decent. Make the client happy. Alright. Done filming that step. This way I can focus on this camera a little better. A little bit here. A little bit on that toe. I suppose it's probably hard to see on the webcam where we're focusing it, but just like if you're working on your own project like this, you'll see the spots that call for it. And it's generally where, you know, you favored one spot a little too long. And you got a lot of brown on one of them sharp edges. It's fine. We'll just add a little extra depth by adding just a tiny bit of silver to it. Again, less is more here. Just the hint. We want enough of this super bright silver tone, this duraluminum, to catch the light and send the occasional reflection back at your eyes. And I suppose this scene also shows what we're doing right here really addresses what I was talking about earlier about why we're not trying to kill ourselves with the highlights. Because a lot of it's going to get covered up by the sponge and then the subsequent brush chipping that's going on. Okay. too much, too much. A bit right here. That looks good. Looks great. Next. This one's got some that kind of favors the chest there. My brush is too saturated. I'm going to remove some. A little bit right here. A little bit right here and here. I tell you, this was a really awesome step in the big Marauder. But I think it took me 3 hours to do this step on that big model. Would not recommend. It did look awesome though. Definitely a lot easier at this scale. Well, I wouldn't call it easier. Less time consuming. A little bit on the foot back here. A bit right here. Okay. All right. Yeah, that looks good. I'm going to take a second real quick to pull up my commission page. Because I think I need to double check the markings. I'm pretty sure that the client requested that they are SDF as the markings. Let's see. They have numerals. They have numerals. Ooh, I don't know if I can fit transfers on these, can I? No, I don't think I can. It's got numerals on them. Where was that at? Oh, I'm having to dig back through so many messages. Okay. Almost there. Oh, this is dashboard. My apologies, y'all. I should have had this ready. There we go. Some of these had some kind of marking written on them. SDF. SDF. Yeah, we're going SDF on these. So I'm thinking like, where would be an appropriate spot on the Urbanmech to say SDF? SDF. SDF. And then we need some black. I know I have some. Black. Where do y'all reckon? Oh, speaking of commissions, I'm still putting together my loadout for my Merc Lance. Pretty sure I want my commander unit in a Bane. The autocannon version? That'd be fun. I don't know where we could fit a tiny little SDF on these things. They don't really have the panels for it. I put a tiny, tiny one right there, but I think it'd get lost. I think we're going on the. We're going to put SDF on the red leg here. Is what we're going for. Okay. Ooh, y'all ready to see me screw up? Okay, we're going to show the black paint to the camera. I'm going to show it from the bottom, actually. We'll do it like that. And then we're going to put a little black paint down. Yep. We'll put 1 drop of water in it. Single drop of water. Mix it up. So a nice thin black. Probably use I have a bottle of India ink up there that works. Rings true to the DACA. You're damn right it does. It shoots and it shoots and it shoots and it shoots. What's it, Ultra AC2s? Like 8 or 10 of them or something silly like that. Alright, so let me try to shift this camera so we're getting both angles here. I'm going to try to put the tiniest little SDF right here. Going S. Always, so tip here. I'm not getting down to weapons yet. Right now I'm going pure on NSX, that Bane be sexy. Yeah, that's a good way to pick your models, I think. Gonna walk off the battlefield with some serious tinnitus. Like I mentioned, a Met Frog looks real similar to the bull shark. Interesting take. So when you're doing little tiny letters, get your finest, sharpest brush and exhale before you pull the line. And we'll do a little tiny S. God, this is nerve-wracking. I'll do a little tiny D. We'll do a little tiny F. Good Lord. I don't know if that's showing up for y'all at all. But it is tiny. I'm waiting on the latency here. You can barely see it. Alright. But now I should probably put a numeral on this too. We're gonna go number 4 on this one, I think. 4. My paintbrush is too wet. Number 4. Number 4. Number 4. Same instructions as a sharpshooter. Squeeze the trigger gently as you exhale. Oh, that's right. Yeah, it is. It is a shooting thing, ain't it? I get that from tattooing. You exhale as you pull those. If you're going to pull a real straight line, you want to exhale as you do it. Same thing. Okay, so this guy here, this little feller. Uh-oh. Am I dropping frames? No? think my computer just sucks. This feller here is missing. It's kind of chipped up, so we'll paint half the letters on top of the chipped area. SDF. And then this one will be number 9. Number 9. Number 9. Next, this one has room for the SDF. I'm going to do an SDF on this one too. I did not ask what the significance of SDF was. I may do so before we turn this one into a video. SD. Oop, that D is a little misshapen on the back end. Fix it up. SDF. Whew, my eyes ain't cut out for this no more. This one's gonna be number 2. Number 2. Number 2. A big 2. Number 2. And big boy here is also chipped to hell in the spot where it would say SDF. So we're gonna work around that, I think. S. The tippy tip of the D. That one's dirty. And then an F. And then what number is this feller? It's gonna be the remainder of a 3. Because it's kind of lost in the chipping. We're actually going to grab a little bit of this silver and just ensure that that's good and covered. Okay. These mechs have numbering. Self-defense force. Yeah. I just, you know, Battletech, I'm thinking Star League Defense Force. But that's an extra letter in there. I also tend to think of my militias as PDFs, the Planetary Defense Force. Alright, next up. We're going to pull out the orc skin speed paint. We're going to put, you know, a drop of it, because that's all we'll need. Figure out what I did with my paintbrush. And then we're going to start putting some shade in these bits here. Just to increase the richness of the green in the cockpit windows. All the way around. Got that way out of frame for the video. I'll just film the whole thing and do it again. Alright, we'll do this one. And again, I'm just using that same 3.0 liner this whole time for every step of it. The tiny work, the edge highlighting work. The only exception was when I was base coating. I think I was using that monster brush from Army Painter. And of course I primered these with Stynal Res with my airbrush. But I didn't think that was super important. Well, I might have filmed it. I can't remember if I filmed it or not. But it would have slowed down the stream too much, so we skipped over that. Okay. Cockpits greened out. That would be an interesting video, base coating with a 3. A 3.0, yeah. I was using this one right here. 50 yen. Wow, nice panel on it. Oh, thanks. It's from doing the we did the ink wash and then brought back up the base tone so that the established lining is done with Agrex Earthshade. A very heavy-handed application of it, I should say. Okay. Now we've got the orc flesh in the cockpit windows. So that needs to dry. And I don't know why I'm putting this away. Because next on the agenda, I think we're finally on to doing some texture paint. And I think I have a brush for that somewhere. Maybe this one will work. What is this? This is a 2 flat. I think that might work. Yeah, we'll use it. I got to use my airbrush this weekend. Got some gold shoulder on my Space Marines. Yeah, that's fucking awesome. I love my airbrush. You know, it's not necessary for the hobby. It is absolutely not necessary, but boy, if it don't make things so much easier sometimes. All right, next step, we're showing the brush to the camera. The flat 2, and then we're showing Sterling Mud to the camera, which I've never used before in ever. And this stuff looks like it's going to be a nightmare to play with. So y'all get to watch me fumble around. Okay. Get some goop, and we're gonna goop it on. It's not too. Okay, it's no different than. I use Astro Granite all the time, so it's same deal. Just gonna put some texture on. Spread it about. I should probably get a toothpick from up on the shelf to do this, honestly. This brush is too big. Alright, GW texture paste. I actually kind of like the GW texture pastes, and I know Citadel products are a little expensive, but I think personally, and this is just my take, that a bottle of Astro Granite in your collection is well worth having. I do a lot of models when I'm in a super hurry for some of my Infinity models. I have been known to just take a little bit of the Astro Granite and put it on, and then let it dry and dry brush it, and it is a perfectly serviceable texture. And really, this giant container of it is only $10. Like what, $9.95 or $9.65, whatever GW charges for the big pot. It's not a bad price, all things considered. Don't get me wrong, I've got my supplies up on the shelf for a homebrew texture paste, which I use baking soda for. But yeah, this stuff works great and is fairly inexpensive. All right, so first one down. I really like astrogranite debris. Makes a good moon basing, in my opinion, for Battletech. The debris is just the same thing, but a little thicker, right? I have a bottle of it up there. I haven't used it. I use the astrogranite a lot for like an asphalt surface at 28mm scale. These boys are so close to done. I am really excited, and I am really hopeful that I can make it in to the post office tomorrow. So I've had a problem as of late with getting to the post, because, well, I'm in class 4 days a week now, 9 to 3:45, Monday through Thursday, and my local post office is only open 9 to 5. And I didn't realize what a problem it was until recently. I had a commission that I was going to mail out and missed a weekend. I missed a Friday and a Saturday opportunity to mail it. And my client had to wait a whole extra week because I just could not make it to the post. And I felt so guilty. But they were a real good sport about it. Trent says, yeah, pretty much a bit more coarse chunks in it. Yeah, okay. I might have to try it out at your recommendation. Gonna have to do a Lance on the Moon now. Okay, day. We are progressing. It is 8:38. These models are getting there. I mean, other than the lens jeweling proper and the blacking out of the barrel holes, I'd say the paint jobs themselves are done. What is next from here? We're going to put on this Sterling mud, and then the front of the base arc gets caution striping with the same red. So we'll paint on the dark vermilion, and then the base rims, and hopefully by then our Sterling mud is dry enough to move on to the next layer, which is a bit of a dry brush with Scrag Brown and some tufts. I guess they don't have to be dry for the tufts. Do that next. Well, yeah, I guess I do, because I need a dry brush. Also, does your uni not have a post on it? My student center had one in it. No, they did not. They did not make that service available for just everyone. I believe it is tied to, it's either tied to the kids in the dorms, or it is just off campus. But no, it's a bit shit. But I did it to myself. I didn't have to take 9 a.m. classes. It's actually kind of a nightmare for me. I'm definitely the type to go to bed around you know, 3, 4 in the morning. It's just my circadian rhythm. Okay. All right, sterling mud, good color. Good, nice, ruddy, rich, nasty mud color. I can practically smell this. It's fetid, jungle-esque. Stuff here. All right, so base is coated with sterling mud. Excellent. So close to done. I didn't become a morning person until after college and into the workforce. So I am still just trying like hell to resist that. I've been a professional student, if you will, for the last 11 semesters, and that's about to end next semester with my 12th semester. Took a few extra classes. I actually took the time to do a Spanish certificate while I was at City College and some remedial math stuff, so taking my time. And now, well, I'm trying to do YouTube. Trying to grow this channel and find enough success to avoid having to... I don't want to work for a corporation. Another Nate says, pretty standard mailbox only available at dorm residents. They still have to go to the post office for packages. Okay. Oh, yeah, that sounds like the situation they have set up. Nathan says, what's your goal? So I started an art degree because I kind of didn't have a direction at the time. I was going through some trouble. I was listless without direction, and I saw this big sign in downtown San Francisco that said free college. And they have a program for residents that City College is free to the residents. And it was indeed free. So I went in, I said, is it really free? They said, yes. I said, when's enrollment? They said, right now. And I signed up, and that's where I've been ever since. And now, well, I've been living as a full-time student for 11 semesters in San Francisco. I am a, you know, I've got debt now, right? So, I'm kind of just kicking the can down the road until I can make something happen and afford to pay that debt. That's fine. We'll get there eventually. All right, so we have now got the sterling mud on these bases. So what we want to do is put some full strength dark vermilion on the front of these hexes, because these are going to be caution stripes in this color. Get this dark vermilion down. I'm really globbing it on there because I want it to... I want to try to avoid having to put 2 coats on it, but I might have to. Trent says, everyone's school path is different. Just wish the debt wasn't as bad or even a thing. Yeah, it's so I was in a good place actually. I had a really good servicer for my loans. They had a really nice plan that scaled based on income. And a couple of semesters ago, I don't remember exactly when. I think it was 3 semesters ago. My federal loan servicer changed to a different provider who has different terms, and their like minimum payments amounts are much more harsh and are basically unaffordable for me. I have enough debt that if I don't start making some serious money, I'll be paying on it for the rest of my life without making a dent in the principal, which really sucks. Because I had a good deal. I signed up under certain terms, and then the terms changed after I signed up, which really, really sucks. But I mean, what am I gonna do? It's let me live my life, to a pretty good standard without having to work. So yeah, it sucks. I had every intention of paying back my debt, but now it's like, yeah, I'll be paying on it for the rest of my life. I did art and I barely made it on trading customer service. Yeah, I'm lucky in the city, I suppose. I could maybe get a job in a museum or something, but like, I don't know. If I can make this YouTube thing happen, I'm definitely going to do it. And to be honest, between commission work and video production, if I can make minimum wage happen, that's San Francisco minimum wage, mind you, I'll be satisfied with that. I know that, money's not everything to me. I'm from Tennessee. I'm used to being poor. I know how to make do. So realistically, my goal is to try and turn this channel into something lucrative by next summer. The commissions are already going. I mean, I'm working on one right now. We're getting closer to 1,000 subs, which unlocks ad revenue. When I can start forcing ads on y'all, it'll be great. Just a tip, of course, that Ad Blocker Plus, no ads. But yeah, as soon as they let me, I'm intent to go monetized. I mean, beyond the super chats, the super thanks, the merch, all that stuff. Because, so 2 semesters ago, I learned that I really love video art. I love making content. It is a special kind of satisfaction. And yeah, I'm very happy to keep doing this as long as I can. You're my top shot for YouTubers. I think that your public personality gives me hope and happiness. You got a special thing, even if this isn't it. Thanks, man. That means a lot. There's some videos that like my really early stuff that I've since pulled off the channel because it's just like, it's not up to snuff. I said a few times that the content is, it was originally for me. An idea to get me to paint more models, to do fun stuff, to just see where it went. And like, y'all have showed up. You're here, you're watching it, you're letting me know feedback and entertaining me while I paint. Like, this is no longer my channel. This is y'all's channel. And beyond these like stream deals where there's like direct interaction, I'm going to strive to keep putting out fun content, fun and interesting things that are entertaining and worth watching. Always free, of course, with, ample moments of begging for tips. Is there a reason to stay in SF other than you getting your degree? I love it here. This is my home. When I first arrived out here and I saw the Pacific Ocean, I was coming over the hill on Turk Street. I involuntarily uttered the words, "I'm home," and the people and the community have been really good to me. And well, I have an apartment I can afford. That's a big part of it. I have a really sweet little studio spot that I can afford. Ironically, I did wrestle with the idea of going back to Tennessee during COVID, and it was actually, with the way people have jacked up the rent rates there, it's actually cheaper for me to live here. Calling your mechs handsome. 50 yen says these mechs are handsome. They are handsome little boys. And I think, after painting up this set, I'm going to buy an Urbanmech lance for myself and set up a Solaris Games with them. That might be a good goal for next month's Games of Berkeley Battletech meetup here in the Bay Area. I'm gonna hit up the organizer and see what he thinks. He is a friend of mine, so maybe I can pull some strings. Yeah, the fact you can afford to live there is amazing. Yeah, I'm very lucky. I'm very, very, extremely lucky. I got in my unit in 2009. I met someone who lived in the building, and they told me to apply, and I had to go on a 1-year wait list. And it's one of those places that you wouldn't know about unless you met someone who lived here who told you to get on the wait list. And I lucked out, and it came up after about a year. Dude, I totally get that. First time I delivered to Salem, Oregon, I said to myself I could live here if Tennessee kicked me out. Nathan says, you ever look into old school dueling rules? I have not. But I have the Solaris 7 map set. It came with a booklet as well. It's got the rules for modifications and the Solaris stables and all the arenas. So I think we're gonna have some fun with some Urbies. I think they're all just about a match for each other. Sometime after the other long-term hobby commitments I have, I want to grab one of those Urby Company boxes for a good mini painting practice project. Well, for what it's worth, I saw these Urby boxes on Amazon for $23.99 USD with 2-day shipping and Prime. So, for less than the cost of a pizza dinner, you two could have this box of Urbanmechs. Okay, so gone around the bases in black. Let's regard how dry the vermilion is. Let's see. Which one did we do first? Was it this one? Alright, vermilion is still kind of wet. How far in are we on this stream? Damn, we're only 2 hours and 21 minutes in. I'm making hella good time. what can we do in the meantime to keep this flowing? What can we do here? I think we can put... Where's that tiny brush? I've misplaced my brush. Nope, there it is. We're gonna hit these small lasers with a bit of the orc flesh contrast, because I forgot to do that. And it'll buy us a little time. That one doesn't have one. That one has one. Do that. And then we'll do that one. Bink and a bonk. And then next up is more cockpit work. Get this camera up. Next up's going to be cockpit work. And we're going to put in... We're going to put the Warboss green back on. Put that on the camera. There we go. And I've just about finished up this pot. I'm scraping it like it's a mayonnaise jar or something. All right. Put a little water in it. Just thin it out some. Just a tiny bit, y'all. Okay. We can get this live feedback caught back up. All right, so we're going to use the Warboss green. Well, I need to head out and stay a morning person, but the trash cans are looking nearly ready to cut down some plucky upstart marks and look great while doing it. Good night all. Thank you so much for showing up, Trent. Your participation has been well appreciated. I'll post some pictures on the YouTube, on the community post when they're done, and I'll also post to the Discord. Thank you $1,000,000 for showing up and chatting. It's always a pleasure. Okay, so we're going to take our Warboss green and we're going to reestablish the green to the bottom right of all these windows. Let's see here. Oh, I look forward to it. My pleasure as well. Yeah, well, I'll do some studio pictures before I go to bed. I'll get out the DSLR, run them through Lightroom. All right, so we're just taking our Warboss green and real simply putting it to the right side and coating back up about 2/3 of each of these windows. Not the whole thing. We want to leave a little bit of that dark orc flesh in the corner, in the other side. I hope it's in frame. I'm trying to get them in frame on both these cameras. We'll do that. There we go. Little dot. Little bits. Okay. Zipping on around on this back end. And then the next one. There we go. Oh, I tell you. Nathan says, I have to late night dive for these here in ME. What's ME? Pardon my ignorance. Maine? ME is Maine? Never been up that far. 50 yen. Will there be glamour shots for these trash cans when we're done? Yes. Yes, indeed. I'm going to take some good pictures before I go to bed tonight. I'll put them both on the Discord and as a community post. Should be fun, man. Yeah. Thanks, y'all. I must profess my ignorance there. You'd think I'd know, but no. I filled my brain with BattleTech and Warhammer. And 4 hours difference. Good Lord. That's a lot. That's a whole hell of a lot. Must be late as heck for you. I mean, to be fair, it's starting to get late as heck for me with my school schedule. But ideally, I want these in the post tomorrow. So full disclosure, I'm trying to get these to the client in time for an event. And the ideal time to have sent them would have been this past Saturday. So I'm very far behind. I'm not contractually bound for this. But it is a bit of a gentleman's agreement for me to try and get them out to the guy, gal, I'm not actually sure. Go with some moot green now. And I'm not even going to bother with thinning this, because I only need the tiniest little bit. 5 years as a trucker, Maine was the last one off my list of the lower 48. Took 3 to see them all. Trucking very nearly became my calling. Actually, I love a long drive. I like to drive back east from time to time and do the whole I-40 thing. It's like, I think I've mentioned it to you before. Yeah, it's in a different life. That would have been me trucking, doing them long, lonesome hours, getting people's stuff cross country. My best buddy's uncle growing up was a trucker, and he always made really good money. $50. How often will you need to know a postal abbreviation for state compared to knowing what marauder is capable of? It's very dangerous. Yeah, exactly. You ain't wrong. Nathan, I'm at 42 out of 50. Third gen diesel mechanic or grew up with your folk. Interesting. Yeah. Nice. That seems like a fun thing to cross off, actually. Mark of pride, even. To have seen it all. At least set foot in them all. Seismic, just got my Class A. Unfortunately, I'm not fond of being away my home for more than... Yeah, I could see that. Actually, it'd be kind of impossible for me now. With parking. Like, I gotta move my vehicle every like 2 days, I think. Yeah, San Francisco will tow you after 72 hours, so I move it every third day or so. Okay. That one got moot green? Did I do that one already? I think so. No? Yes? No, I did not. Consume the paint. Once again, I'm not telling you to lick your paint. I'm not telling you to eat your paint, but you know, licking the paintbrush removes that droplet of paint, shapes it back, and moisturizes it all at the same time. It is a really fantastic technique for when you're doing stuff like this right here. But I'm absolutely not telling you to eat your Citadel paint. Another Nate, mark territory in them all. Yeah. You don't need to long haul. Class A is size and brakes, not distance. I never really looked too far into it myself. Other than the, like, ideation of it. Seemed like it'd be a neat job. See cool places. Find little restaurants in the middle of fucking nowhere. Develop a regular journey, and you stop in the same place in that town 1,000 miles from your home. Oh man, I got brush cleaner, and why the hell does it smell and look like blue raspberry candy? Oh man, that's fun. Don't eat your brush cleaner. All right, finally we're gonna. Oh no, I'm wrong. I'm jumping ahead. I need to put the moot green. I need to put the war boss green and the moot green in the small lasers. So we do the war boss green, pink bonk, and there's another one here, pink bonk, and then another one here, and it also gets a pink. Come back to the moot green. Try to get it in just a little tippy-roo. And then we'll do this one here. Bunk. And we'll bank this one. And then we'll bonk this one. Ka-chow. Oh, that one's overloaded. Shit. Come on now. There we go. Let's try that again, shall we? Little tiny. Should have binked when I bonked. There we go. Hold on. Brakes factor and driver's license classification because the time to stop. Not sure. Jesus, dude, you should move up here to the land of ass hats and Dunkin' Donuts. There's jobs for all. Nathan, I know once my apartment lease is up, I want to leave California. Yeah, I can see where California sucks if you're not in a privileged position. I'm very lucky I'm in a privileged position. My rent is very cheap. my student income is enough to cover it. Honestly, if I had to resort to working at McDonald's or something, I'd probably take advantage of family and try to split the bills with my folks or something for a couple years. In this day and age with the prices, shit. Alright, so these Urbanmech windows are really small. I think we're just going to put the specular highlight in the front glass. Just the one. That's the important one. We're using our Liquitex white ink to do so. Holy moly, the end looms so close. Alright, and then we're gonna take our black paint and we're gonna black out the cannon barrel. And then same for this one, we're gonna black out the AC-20 barrel. Blacken it out. Yep. Looks like the ground is dry enough for a dry brush. Holy moly, we're almost there. We're almost there, y'all. The light at the end of the tunnel is shining, and I need a soft dry brush. How about, where are they? Do I not have a dry brush no more? Ooh, shit. Yeah, let's get this one right here. At 50 yen, many large vehicles have air brakes and they're a different beast. Nathan, it's rural up here. There's more niches than people in the city. If you have a thing, there's just less people who can also do the thing. Yeah. Makes sense. I get a bit of that sensation in my hometown. Okay, so what's next on the agenda here? What's next is we're going to take our Scrag Brown and we're going to take our makeup brush, which is a nice soft tip. And we're going to put out some Scrag Brown. Brand new GW pot. Oh, it'll never be so clean again. We're going to put a whole bunch out on this palette. Yep. Holy moly, gents. The end is in sight. Like the devil's double bass. Oh man, I can hear it in my mind. The moment you say that. Okay. We're taking our Scrag Brown. And we're preparing a nice dry brush. I really need to build a dry brush palette instead of doing it this way. And they look dry enough. They're dry enough. And we're gonna, as per the client's bases, we're gonna take our nice soft makeup brush and we're gonna throw that model on the floor. That's what we're gonna do. And then fail to find it. That step's really important. Make sure you throw it on the ground as part of the process. That's really important to get it done correctly. You need to transfer your GW paints to bottles. I saw there's a product out there that damn, I can't remember what it's called. It's like It's like a 2-part plastic sleeve that clips your bottle. You clip the 15 milliliter dropper into the bottom half, and then you clip the GW pot in the top half and put the 2 plastic sleeves together with a funnel in between, and then just set it aside and let it do its magic. Damn, I wish I could remember what that's called. GW paints are pretty well designed. I always want to transfer them, but the decanting process is wasteful and changes the viscosity. Yeah. Because don't you need to add a little flow improver, more or less, to get them to work proper? Okay. So that looks like the effect. I don't want to overdo this. Honestly, I'll let the client know that I decided to err on the side of caution here. If they want more scrag brown on it, they may have to brush on a little themselves. I don't want to make them orange. I took it and threw it on the ground. Yeah, so important. It's just like in my how to strip your models short. The most important part of that step was to spill your LA's Totally Awesome all over the desk. It's the most important part. Alright, so we're just going to work this real roughly. We're doing this with reckless abandon because we want the scrag brown all over the feet too. It is part of the process. Okay. I gotta get a little more out. A little bit more. A little bit more. Should remember, especially it's reusable. Shit's like 75 cents a mil. Waste is terrible. Yeah, that's fair. I've been trying to I've been trying to phase out GW out of my collection, but like when you're doing commission work and people hit you up and they're like, "Hey, I want it done in this color." They're like, it's a GW color usually. So it's really kind of hard to get rid of them. Also, some of the contrast colors are really good. GW's Apothecary White contrast paint, fucking incredible. That stuff is magic. That's how I do my Comstar. They're just straight up, they're white primer with Apothecary White contrast over top, and then an oil wash, and that's it. Well, also the sponge chipping, but if you catch my Battle for Tukiad video crossover with Battlebound, you'll he did, oh, what is it? It's Jade Falcon Gamma Galaxy, and I did the Com Guard, the third Com Guard, third Army. Yeah, those are just contrast paint. And they look awesome. Of course, how much of it is that really sweet Apothecary White, and how much is the oil paint, the oil washing? All right. Scrag brown applied to the base. Clean out our dry brush. What's next? What's next, y'all? I think we're about to get out a guest palette for the first time in a long while. Who's our guest palette today, y'all? Who's our guest palette? Who's our guest palette? Who's our guest palette? I think we're going to go with... Alright, what do y'all think? Let's do, I think one of those. One of those. Who's our guest palette today, y'all? Been a hot minute since I've done a Pokemon guest palette on the channel. I think these are our choices. I like Wartortle because he's little. Bellsprout is Irby Derpy. Yeah. Yeah, I think you might be right. I think you might be right. Let's do it. I'm not going to second guess it. This is your fault, Seismic. Okay. And now it's time to introduce today's guest palette. Bellsprout. And then it zooms in and does the Pokemon sound. Okay. So, we're going to need super glue and our Bob Smith Industries accelerator, and we're going to need our things here, and we're going to need that and maybe a second pair of tweezers potentially. Okay. Set these to the side because now we gotta do the shot. Now we do the shot right here. The guest palette shot. God, I just whacked myself in the face. Okay, exciting. Can y'all tell I'm manic as fuck right now? Okay. And then we hit record on this and we slide in. I gotta aim it up a little more. Yeah, and we slide in from the bottom. Damn, his feet getting hung up on stuff. And we slide in. It's getting hung up on all kinds of crap. I just need one smooth motion shot right here. How about right there? We slide him in. And we set it and we leave it for a second. And then we get out our Bob Smith Industries Maxicure. And we're going to do another one of them shots of just ridiculous goopage. Only this time it's clear liquid into the mouth of Bellsprout instead of white liquid onto the chest of a cat girl. And then we're going to get out our Geek Gaming Scenics Colored Dead Tufts and fumble to open this thing up on camera. Alright. Get out some tufts. And we show one of these click clacks to the camera. And we put a tuft on them. Now I myself wouldn't do tufts on a battle mech. Personally. It's a little out of scale. But that's what the client uses. And that's what we're using. Little drop of the accelerator will do it. Zip. Alright, done. We have our shot. We've reintroduced the guest palette thing. My brother recommended that I do a t-shirt that says "Who's that guest palette" on it. I thought it'd be kind of funny. I've been through several. We did Caterpie and Rattata and Machoke and Machamp. I'm gonna get through all 151 originals, the only real Pokemons, eventually. Okay, let's do another small one on this one. I think less is more on these, honestly. Yeah, with your outline. It's just me. Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be real good. I might just do that. It's so stupid. Alright, so Irby's grass tufted up. I'm going to take a quick peek back at would have to be Cam and Neuro Helmet. Yes. Yeah, just the big fat Neuro Helmet. Yeah, perfect. Let's see. How do I get back to... I got to see the order and then look at the reference pictures to how many tufts he uses. There are 2 tufts on that base, so we can get away with more tufts. Yeah, we'll do a double tuft on at least 2 of them. Double tuft. Double tuft. Yep. You're right. Neuro Helmet it is. And just full on copyright infringement with the font. All right, so controversial opinion coming up right here. I know people swear by these Geek Gaming Scenics products, but my opinion, and it is just an opinion, Army Painter has the superior tufts. These are a little looser build. I think the adhesive pad is nicer on these. A little less intrusive and obvious. But I think Army Painter has the quality over Geek Gaming's tufts. The tufts could be the whole thicket, then it'd be the scale. Yeah, I use the tiniest specks of sponge flocking on my desert bases. Just little tiny specks. Like, I'm talking a millimeter long, maybe 2 millimeters. Tiny. It's easy to forget that the basing products you're using for your mech should be about a quarter the size of what you're using for your 28 millimeter models. Okay. Anyhow, that said, I do have the Geek Gaming Scenics. I did that again. Scenics, that's what they're called. That's canon now. Geek Gaming Scenics' peel and stick adhesive tufts. Back on the shelf. All right. So, now we're gonna. I'm anti-static grass. It's a larger scale that looks wrong for a 4-story death machine. Yeah, I agree. I think a lot of people use it out of habit and out of just having it. I think, personally, it looks bad. Now, that said, like, I'm imagining these as 28 millimeter scale robots at this scale, and it's kind of funny. It's like Space Marine sized Urbanmechs. All right, so I think we are at cleanup stage of these bases. I think that's where we're at. So let's get back out the camera. Turn this thingamabobber jobber on. We're going to get back out our number 2 brush again. And we're going to black back out these base rims all the way around. Make sure it's in focus and on camera. We're going to get all that tan off of the base. And we're so close to done. Oh man. 3 episodes of content out of this. I'm okay with that. Ideally, I'd like to sit down and do a full, just an episode, like a 5-hour stream, and get them done. But I could get behind doing this. Doing 4 mechs in 3 3-hour episodes. Sounds good to me. And then you release the piece of content afterwards. Hell yeah. Full episode of Country Fried Minis. They're at 6mm, but a 32 millimeter miniature. They're huge. Fine details don't shine the same as they do for a Space Marine. Battle mechs aren't Space Marines. Ain't it the truth? Speaking of Space Marines, I don't know if y'all are in the know or you've been on the Discord to see, but I bought myself a little happy for my birthday. Well, I ordered it from the UK, so it's going to be a while till it gets here. But I picked up a second edition box set of Warhammer 40,000. I think I'm about to get on the hype train before it leaves the internet for good on the 90s style Space Marines. It'll be real fun. So, if that's something that interests y'all, it'll be coming up sometime in the near future. Might do like a holiday episode about it or something. Although, to be quite frank, I was planning on doing a naughty Christmas pinup for the holidays. I think that'd be fun. Get some more lewd jokes in there. Tasteful, but naughty. All right, so it's 2 of them blacked back out. Go around to the next one. Anyhow, I know I'm rambling, but that little bit of knowledge about the cool space marines and orcs, that's just for y'all, or well, the Discord people too know, but those who ain't regulars of the channel will have a pleasant surprise if they like old school space marines. Okay. Black rim. Oh man, now here's the question. Can I paint hazard stripes? You get a bunch of streams and scripted content out of an old Warhammer set. Metal minis are a whole different monster. Well, so I'll have the second edition box set with the infamous little tiny plastic marines, and it comes with 20 marines, 20 orc boys, and 40 Gretchen. I've got a box of Rogue Trader era Space Marines still on the sprue that will get built eventually. They'll be accented with these here Death Eagles, these old school Warhammer medals. I've got fun stuff planned. The thing is, I'm just eternally behind in projects, and then I come up with something else, and then you take 4 months to make a Hunchback video. And of course, Battletech. The channel's Battletech, really. I blame... Well, that was Big Urbanmech did that. It was not a Battletech channel before then. And now, it's... all the growth that I have, I owe to Battletech. So I owe it to the community to keep going with Battletech. It like probably 60% of the content should be Battletech, honestly. All plastic. Yeah, the box sets are all plastic, but I have some blisters. All right, I'm going to take another peek at this guy's basing schema. Where are they at? Okay. It's got black stripes coming from the top right down to the bottom left. Oh boy. Oh, this is great. So, this right here, this step is just like painting eyes, is something that I would normally not do on camera, let alone live. So let's see. Oh damn! I also realize that the vermilion needs to be touched back up because it's dusty. There's black in that brush still. Shit! Oh no! Is it going to turn into watching paint dry the simulator here at the end? It's threatening to. Okay. I hope not. Don't want to lose my momentum. But it might be paint drying time. I could get out the hairdryer. Let me turn this off. Well, damn, what can we do to buy a little time? I forgot. I should have done these first and then done the black, and then this would be dry by now. Got out of sequence there. Battletech first and always. You're right. You're right, Nathan. You were absolutely right. I owe everything to this fabulous game. Well, this is paint drying territory. I might just so all I have left to do is the caution striping on these, and they're done. That and a top coat, but it's just hitting it with clear varnish. Momentum. All mail read. Yeah, let's swing this camera down. Get you all a peek at these boys. How far can I get down here on them? Move this. Can I get this all the way down here? Can I get this all the way down here? How's that shot there? There's some latency I'm watching here. Will they focus? Are they in the shot? It don't want to focus, does it? How about one of them's? Do this. This thing's hard to muck with. Well, I hope y'all can see them all right. My webcam kind of sucks. I'm sorry, y'all. But I think what I'm gonna do is let these dry, and then I'm gonna hit the stripes before I go to bed. But where we're sitting right now, these are done models. So I hope y'all have had fun tonight watching the stream. I hope that y'all can make out any kind of the content here. They look decent. The camera sucks. What if I do that? Is that any better? The latency is huge. No, that's not much better at all, is it? About like that. I think they come out all right. I think they look pretty good. I would paint this color again, and I hope the client's going to be pleased with them. As always, it has been an absolute blast to chill with y'all tonight. Thank y'all for keeping me company during this paint. Yeah, it's been awesome. We got some progress done. It ain't even 10 o'clock here. I'm gonna let these fronts dry, and then we'll paint up the caution striping and hit them with a layer of top coat before sending them out to the client. I think they look pretty good. So if you've been here live or you found it via the algorithm, thanks either way. If you have found this by the algorithm and watched this point, let me know down in the comments down below if this set, as you see it right now, would be worth $100 to you, shipped to your door. because that's the price right now at Fiverr.com on my gig until the new year. Prices double in January. So if you want to get you a commission over on Fiverr, check me out. Links in the description down below. If you're not already on our Discord channel, that is also in the description down below. Join up, show us what you're working on. Come check out the awesome community we have growing over there. People joining up all the time, showing fun things. If you like what you're seeing over here on the channel, maybe consider joining up as channel member for as little as $1 a month. You can join up as Jelly Biscuit and get access to some fabulous biscuit-based emojis. You'll also get discounts in the Threadless store. Yeah, it's been fun, and this is also going to be a new video coming out probably mid-October. I'm not sure exactly when, but I've got all the footage for it. We're going to put it up. We're going to do another Urbanmech content. So, yeah, y'all have been awesome tonight. It's been a lot of fun. I hope y'all have had as much fun as I have. In any case, I want y'all to remember to be happy while you're painting. And also to remember that you being here while I'm painting makes me happy while I'm painting. In any case, I've been Cameron on behalf of Country Fried Minis here in the Bullshit Corner 2.0 once again. I want to thank y'all for participating and wish you all a beautiful night. Catch y'all later. Lots of love. See you around for the next one. Bye-bye.